This was me when I was around 11 years old. Frizzy hair, white knit top, awkward no teeth smile, wire-rimmed glasses, a whole bunch of acne, and a whole lack of self-confidence. Yep, that was me. And sometimes it's really hard to believe because of the transformation that I've made over the years. Over the 20 years to be exact. And by transformation, I don't mean a nose job and perfecting the art of eyeshadow techniques. I meant a transformation of my mindset to finally accept and love myself the way that I am. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 things. Number 1, the moment when I truly began my journey in self-confidence. Number 2, the lessons that I had to unlearn from mainstream Bollywood media, as well as my brown upbringing. And number 3, the biggest piece of advice that changed the way that I look at others and myself. When I think about being comfortable and confident in my skin and the moment that I started my self-confidence journey, I think back to the days when I would play tennis every day in the hot sun for hours on end. And you're wondering, what's so wrong about this? Well, there's nothing wrong about it, except for the fact that I would wear so much makeup and concealer to cover up my acne and my acne scars. And I did this every day until one of my coaches sat me down and asked me this question, quite compassionately. Hetal, why are you wearing makeup? To which I replied back in tears. I pointed at my face and said I had pimples and that I felt ugly and that I didn't want to be seen with pimples in front of everybody else. I was afraid I was going to get judged. And then she told me that I was beautiful and that I didn't have to wear makeup, especially when I'm playing tennis. She said that we all love you and we won't judge you. So the next day I decided to only wear eyeliner to the courts. And she was right. No one judged. As a young girl growing up in a brown household, many things were drilled into my mind as to what beauty standards were. You must be light-skinned and thin with long, dark hair, just like many of the famous Bollywood actresses. So for a long time, I tried to brighten my skin after those summers where I would be outside for hours on end and get super tanned. I'd use products like Fair and Lovely. My family would look at me and say, "Oh my God, look how dark you've gotten. You gotta stay indoors. Mom, I can't play tennis in the garage." And over the years, I've realized that it's just melanin, and melanin is beautiful. And if you don't think that, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Which leads me to the biggest piece of advice that changed the way that I think about myself and everyone around me. No one cares about you as much as they do about themselves, except for maybe your parents. And sometimes that's not even the case. This probably sounds harsh, but it's almost liberating because no matter what you do, people will always care about what they look like rather than what you look like to them. So even if you have a few pimples on your face, it doesn't really matter because most people won't even notice. And if you've grown up in an Asian community where all of the aunties and uncles look you up and down, talking about how you are showing a little bit more skin than is acceptable, or maybe they're just gossiping on how you're out and about without supervision. My advice is to continually ask yourself this: is pleasing others worth your happiness just for the sake of not being judged? Because if so, then I can assure you that you will never win that battle. Trust me, I've tried. You will never be smart enough. You will never be pretty enough. You will never be conservative enough. You will never be cultured enough for everyone around you. It's just not possible. And it is not worth your heartache just to soothe all of the insecurities that everyone has all around you. So over the years, I've learned to wear less amounts of makeup and focus on my skin and its health rather than masking the blemishes and dark spots on my face with heavy concealers and foundations. And because of this, over the years, the confidence of me just being in my skin has just grown exponentially, to the point where sometimes I would leave the house with absolutely nothing on. It's amazing when you just don't care anymore. And if you can't get over this, ask yourself this: why do I care so much? What do I gain by caring so much? And what do I lose by caring so much? This has completely changed the way that I show myself to the world. And it feels absolutely amazing. So this is a reminder that you are incredible and the world deserves to see your true self. Just check me out on how much I've grown over the years. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel called to, and if you've enjoyed this content, have fun looking at my old cringy photos. Okay, so this was me about a year later after that first photo, when I decided that honey-colored contacts were a good idea. People used to call me cat eyes. I thought my brown eyes were super boring, and so this is what I did. But hey, I finally let my hair down. Baby steps. And look, here I am, just another year later, and I'm finally showing my teeth, looking like I'm pretty happy to be there, but still wearing those terrible contacts. Small wins, right? And bam, here I am today, standing on a stump, looking like a badass. So if I can make this transformation, so can you. I'll see you in the next video.